Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk Entertainment News. I hope everyone is enjoying their wonderful Wednesday morning. Yeah, something interesting. A horror movie about a polar bear, but the polar bear is going to be done with animatronics. That is very tasty in my opinion. But first, a few things to talk about. We are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. We have fewer than 400 left to go. With your help, we can get there very, very soon. So please subscribe, hit the alert bell, like, comment, send supers, or become a member for $2.99 a month. Yes, horror movie Paws will feature polar bear creatures animatronics. There is the big picture. Of course, these posters have nothing to do with the actual content. Usually, they're made first to help sell the idea. Fresh off last year's bloody and disgusting horror movie Holy Shit, now streaming on SCREAMBOX, director Lukas Rinker is back in with upcoming creature feature Paws. What a great name, too. Paws, Jaws, you get the joke. Variety reports this week that the Playmaker has signed with Neopol Film to handle international sales on that project, but that's not the most noteworthy aspect of their report. The website teases that the upcoming Paws will feature polar bear creature animatronics from the renowned studio behind Star Wars and Jurassic World. Check out early sales art below and read on for everything you need to know. I'll skip down to the poster. There it is, Paws. Beautiful. Here's the full plot summary. A ship crashes in the Arctic, leaving climate researcher Tessa and her team stranded. Searching for her help inside an abandoned tanker wreckage, they stumble upon a starved polar bear looking to protect her cub and feed on the survivors. To make matters worse, Tessa's team betrays her honorable cause and probes the deep sea for potential oil fields, perceiving her as an expendable threat to their greedy scheme. Now Tessa's only chance of survival and to protect the ecosystem is an uneasy alliance with the equally endangered mama bear. Rinker teases, being trapped on an ice field with no help in sight, freezing temperatures, and a looming hungry monster seems very horrifying to me. And from a bear's perspective, having your habitat exploited and melted away with nothing you can do against these greedy intruders is horrific. Then is the climate angle. Horror all around. All right, so the story is very typical of these type of movies and somewhat typical of even mainstream disaster blockbusters from years past. The whole, I'm a climatologist, but my crew is secretly oil prospectors. Like, they could cut all that out and just have people stranded in the Arctic, and I think this would be a better movie for it. So hopefully they think about that in the process. But yeah, the interesting part is definitely that they're going to go with animatronic polar bear effects. I think that is great. It says from the renowned studio behind Star Wars and Jurassic World. So is that who did the animatronics for them? Stan Winston still around? I really don't know. But the fact that it doesn't actually name the studio tells me that it's probably not entirely true. It's probably somebody who worked there. So it's probably not necessarily getting the full treatment. And of course, you can do the animatronics, and it could probably still look like shit if you use cheap cameras, poor lens choice, bad lighting, color grading, and all those things. But it does open the door for some awesome visual effects, which I like that opportunity. Of course, some of my favorite films, one set in the Antarctic, The Thing, and of course Jurassic Park. A lot of those were animatronic. I think they hold up much better than the digital ones. So yes, practical effects makes everything better. But what do you think? Paws. I think the title alone, several years ago, would have been a big selling point for a lot of people, just as a spoof on Jaws. I don't think that that's necessarily true anymore. I think you probably have to make a better movie to actually get much value from the that crossover. But it's still intriguing that they would go this route. We saw it recently with was it Sting? Is that the spider movie I talked about? Had practical spider effects. So obviously there is still a thirst or a hunger for practical effects, which I like. I'm not anti-digital, but especially with lower budget films, I think you probably get more bang for your buck out of practical effects because you don't have all the other pieces required to really integrate. Even if you, like, usually the digital effects are bad at that budget level, but you don't have all the pieces in place to really integrate them into the film and make them work. Whereas, a big budget film can shoot anything practically, and then has the wizards who can sort of massage it so it all feels like it's one cohesive piece. Whereas you put something digital in a low budget film and it just sticks out like a sore thumb. Whereas I think you have a little bit better opportunity to make it work with practical effects and just pay much more attention to your lighting and to your camera and lens choices, and I think you can really make it work. So this is hopeful for me. But what do you think? Paws coming soon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please comment. Until next time, keep it creepy.